Welcome to Law Family. This video is helpful for law students and newly practicing young advocates. Today, we discuss about the section 80 of BNS Act 2023. Corresponding law is 304B of IPC.
Welcome. Section 80 of BNS Act 2023, where the death of a woman is caused by any burns or bodily injury or occurs otherwise than under normal circumstances within 7 years of her marriage, and it is shown that soon before her death she was subjected to cruelty or harassment by her husband or any relative of her husband for or in connection with any demand for dowry, such death shall be called dowry death, and such husband or relative shall be deemed to have caused her death. Punishment shall not be less than 7 years, but which may extended for imprisonment for life.
Evidence proof. Death of a woman. Death caused otherwise than under normal circumstances. That is, death not in the usual course but apparently under suspicious circumstances within 7 years of marriage. Second one is, she is subjected to cruelty and harassment in connection with any demand for dowry within 7 years of her marriage. Third one is, the death of the woman must be a dowry death within 7 years of her marriage.
Important points. If a married woman is subjected to cruelty or harassment by her husband or his family members, Section 85 of BNS Act 2023, corresponding law is 498A of IPC would be attracted. Point 2. If such cruelty or harassment was inflicted by the husband or his relatives for or in connection with any demand for dowry immediately preceding death by burns and bodily injury or in abnormal circumstances, important point, abnormal circumstances within 7 years of marriage, such husband or relative is deemed to have caused her death is liable to be punished under Section 80 of BNS Act 2023. When the question at issue is whether a person is guilty of dowry death of a woman, and the evidence discloses that immediately before her death she was subjected by such person is guilty of dowry death of a woman, and the evidence discloses that immediately before her death she was subjected by such person to cruelty and or harassment for or in connection with any demand for dowry. Repeat, any demand for dowry. Section 118 of BSA Act 2023, corresponding section 113B of Evidence Act provides that the court shall presume that such person had caused the dowry death. Important point, court shall presume that such person had caused the dowry death if there is proof of the person having intentionally caused her death that would attract section 101 and 103 bracket law 1 of BNS Act. Corresponding law is 300 and 302 of IPC, where the husband or his relatives by his willful conduct creates a situation which he knows will drive the woman to commit suicide, the case would squarely fall within the ambit section 108 of BNS Act. Corresponding law is 306 of IPC.
If one of the ingredients is absent in Section 80 of BNS Act, the presumption under Section 118 of BSA Act 2023, corresponding law is 113B of Evidence Act would not available to the prosecution, and the onus of proof would not shift to the
Defense.
defense. This is a very, very important point. Another important point is presumption as to dowry death. Section 118 of BSA Act 2023. No evidence she was treated with cruelty or harassed with demand for dowry. It is not permissible to take recourse to the legal presumption envisaged in section 118 of BSA Act, that is 113B of Evidence Act. Prosecution difficultly further prove that the offense was perpetrated by the husband, as then it would be the burden of the accused to rebut the presumption.
Every criminal case, the burden of proof generally lies with the prosecution. But in this section, burden of proof meaning the accused must prove their innocence. If dowry harassment is established, that is, shifting the burden of proof to them, husband and relatives, to demonstrate their innocence. In such cases, prosecution cannot escape from discharging its burden of proving that harassment or cruelty was related to demand for dowry soon before death. Once I